Hello everyone, welcome back to the Skulk, continuing the story of Winds of Change. Onward to the library. Howell immediately steps forward, taking in the sight before him. Alteus looks almost uninhabitable. It's in a state of decay and death. I know the Honor Guard doesn't need a paradise, but this is crazy.
What have they done?
It's clear that Howell is hurt. This used to be the monarchy's home, after all. Hopefully, there would be a way to reverse all of this. It isn't right.
Well, I certainly didn't expect this. I'm guessing it didn't look like this in your time?
No. Baldia's was a paradise. This is unacceptable, Dongok. We must find a way to fix it.
True.
Of course. There's no way I'll let this stand. It's a bit of a shock, but our plan remains unchanged. Secure the Grand Library, then kill the Triumvirate.
After he's done talking, we see a horde of Honor Guard suits walking by. We quickly run off to the side and hide behind a nearby building. I've never seen anything like this. The building is pitch black. Pieces of it crumble off, almost like it's been burnt or charred. But it hasn't. I know a building can't die, but there's no other way to put it. Like its source of life has been cut off. It appears to be living on borrowed time.
What's going on here?
This is disgusting. Look.
He looks down, and we all look at his feet. We're no longer standing on snow, but ash and soot. I start to wonder if it was ever really snowing at all.
This is Alestia's fate if we leave it in their hands. They don't care about the land. They only care about themselves. This is proof enough that we're on the right side of history.
Howell turns to me and places a hand on my shoulder.
We suspect that this may be related to their dark idol, Monarch. Above all else, please prioritize its destruction.
Will do. I nod, as previous visions start to repeat themselves in my mind. I was facing that idol, with a blade. Everything is coming to pass. After our short talk, our intention is directed back towards the Honor Guard.
Monarch vessels, come here. I think this is our best chance to take action. If that group is gone, our path to the library is clear.
Upon hearing this, they quickly group up in front of Dongok. Our goal of seizing the Grand Library seems pretty attainable.
Yes, sir. It should be easy enough to take them down. After they're dealt with, we'll meet you all in the library.
Good. Go around this building and attack from the other side. They'll be focusing on you, so we'll head in the opposite direction.
Perfect. Then see you at the library. If we don't make it, it's been an honor.
I still hope you do make it, though. After exchanging a nod, both groups part ways. The monarchy vessels prepare to distract the Honor Guard. Dongok points to a nearby road, signaling where we should run.
The Grand Library is right over there. We'll run on my mark, so just hold on.
After speaking, he immediately places a finger against his mouth. It's clear that we need to remain silent while the vessels carry out their goal. We wait there in intense silence, waiting to hear the clashing of swords. We all stare at each other in unease. We know that when they start to fight, some of them may die. It pains me that sacrifice was necessary in order to attain our goal. But I know that their sacrifice would never be forgotten. My heart sinks as soon as I hear them start fighting. I hear screaming and steel against steel. My instinct tells me to run immediately, but Dongok has yet to move. I can see him wince every time the skirmish gets a little louder. But soon enough, he makes the call, and we'll all start, and we're all running.
Now, go!
In our haste, we still make sure to be silent as possible. The Grand Library isn't too far away. In fact, I can see it now. It stands tall, and seems to be the one building that's not falling apart. Ooh. As soon as we arrived there, we all let out a big sigh of relief. We can still hear the fighting, but it's more distant than before. Through the screams, it's impossible to tell which side is winning.
What's going on back there?
I don't know. Let's just hope it's going well.
Doesn't sound that way.
For the honor guard, maybe. Hurry up. We need to get inside.
Shouldn't we wait for the Monarch vessels? At this rate, it might not be much longer.
No, they can meet us inside. We can't risk running into more suits. That was just one group. I'm sure there's more.
Right.
They start to ascend the stairs, but Howell stops them.
Wait. The library seems fine. Why does it not decay like the rest?
Everybody turns to face him, but nobody knows. Dongok takes the stairs back down and faces Howell.
I don't know, but I think this is a good sign. It means we can control or limit what's happening. Knowing this, we might be able to fix Balteus.
Or perhaps it's a bad sign, Dongok. Maybe our enemy has the power to harm Alestia itself. How do you think we can stand up against such a foe?
Everybody exchanges worried glances. But then, their eyes find their way to the blade on my back. Ooh. It's apparent that conventional means wouldn't be enough to win. Nobody knows how to answer Howell, and an acknowledged silence follows. An acknowledging silence. I acknowledge this, yes. An awkward silence follows. But then we realize that it is, indeed, a silence. This is concerning. The earlier fight is over. But did the Monarch vessels prevail?
Hey, let's get inside, alright? Maybe the librarian knows more about this. We shouldn't stand around in the open out here.
Having successfully changed the subject, we start heading inside. Howell made a good point, but none of us were able to counter it. I doubt that the librarian would want to talk to invaders like us. It makes me worry about how we might get them to talk. There is so much uncertainty and worry in the air right now. As we enter the library, I hope that our forces live through their fight. When we enter the library, I'm taken aback by what I see. Dust fills the air, and it seems like this place has been seen better days. The only sign that somebody has been here is that the books remain clean. Like, he just does every day, like every week, he just starts dusting them, but then there's dust everywhere else besides the books, because when you dust it off of something, it's still around. It's just floating somewhere else or on the floor. You need to dustpan it away. Then where are you throwing it? Outside? And that's what the soot is? We're standing on lint? By the way, dust comes off of clothing, cloth, fabric, things like that, because it's falling apart and just drifting off in the air, and it has to find somewhere to land. And since it's a hair, it has, like, very easy to cling on to things, so if you're in an area that cannot, things can't gain dust if it doesn't have things that fall apart into dust particles. Dust particles are formed because things are decaying or falling apart. Anyways, whoever has been taking care of these places only cares about the literature. I guess that's acceptable, since that would be the main job of a librarian. But it just seems odd. All the time in the world, and it's still quite dirty. There's some kind of weird apparatus in the back of the library. I've never seen anything like it before. It's almost awe-inspiring. My comrades all look around, sharing that same look of awe.
This is amazing!
I've never seen so many books in one place before. I wonder what they're all about. Should we take a look?
Just it sounds like you're just reaching towards one, scooting towards another while you're talking.
Maybe not. We're here for a reason, remember? Let's find the owner and see what they can tell us.
Hal steps forward, objecting before anyone else can speak.
Actually, there's a chance that the books could tell us even more. The Triumvirate must keep them away from the mainland for a reason.
What do you mean?
The monarchy vanished in the blink of an eye. This we know for sure. People can be erased, but not culture. Signs of our time here would have remained.
So, you're saying...
Before we can continue, we hear a noise come from down the hall. We know the honor guard can't enter, so it must be the proprietor. Knowing that, we need to take them hostage. We assume hostile stance.
Looking into the past is one of the best ways to learn. If we don't become better people, then we'll repeat the same mistakes. How fitting, then, that the old monarchy would focus only on the future.
We all exchange glances, slightly confused.
They wanted to guide themselves to the perfect future. If it was possible to get there, then no cost would be too high. In the name of a better world, they embraced corruption.
After a few steps forward, a mysterious man comes into view.
Too often do we condemn others in our self-serving journeys. A bright future for the monarchy would have meant death for innocent worlds. The Triumvirate chose to step in, as they have countless times before, to maintain balance.
Dongok interjects, with a look on his face that I can only describe as the onset of anger.
We know what the Triumvirate did to the monarchy. Hal told us. But like you said, mistakes are how we learn and grow. It's how we become better. If the option of failure is taken away from us, we can no longer call ourselves people. They can hide behind whatever reason they want, but they're wrong to control us. The ability to make these mistakes is our right, and I will not stand by while it's taken away. Corruption? Death? Nobody wants these, but without them, we might as well not exist at all.
Everybody nods and cheers Dongok on. The mysterious man shrugs and keeps walking forward.
Restrain this man.
I expect to see the man put up a fight, but he doesn't.
You will experience no resistance from me, but on the other hand, you'll find no help either. Do what you must, but keep the library intact.
He gets on his knees and holds out his wrists. Howell makes quick work of restraining him.
Who are you? You know far more than most.
The man shakes his head.
Just a hoarder of knowledge. A man who preserves the past, rather than erasing it. In exchange, the Triumvirate gives me life and shelter.
Another one of their victims, you mean? Eternal life in exchange for servitude? Despicable. What atrocities did you commit in their name?
I created this library, a simple glimpse into the past. Everything the monarchy ever wrote is on these shelves. That was my job. Preserve the old history, while creating a new one.
And what new history did you create?
I wrote about the Triumvirate, and spread it everywhere. I made them seem like gods, like they were the creators of this world. As new life began on Alestia, they found my writing, and believed every word.
Howell scoffs as anger boils within him. But before he can do anything, Pro interrupts.
Algus Fayer.
The man's ears perk up, in the way that reveals he was reacting to his name.
That is the moniker I assumed, yes. I'm happy to know that the name is still remembered.
Algaze Felger? Thaler. There's no G. The man revered as the greatest historian. Revered. I can't believe that he, too, was a tool of the Triumvirate.
So everything the people believe is a lie that you created. Why would you need to go to such extremes? This is insane.
Look at how you and your friends reacted to learning the truth. It brought you here, prepared to kill those who gave you life. The people must never know the true cost of their creation.
I don't believe this. Hal, get him out of our sight.
Hal drags Algus away as the rest of the group us group together.
Well, at least he didn't put up much of a fight. I'd like to say that I'm shocked, but I don't feel surprised at all. This journey has been full of revelations. This is just another for the pile. It doesn't really change much at all. We still have a plan. But it'd be stupid to attack the enemy in the middle of the night. Let's rest until the break of dawn, and meet in the front of the library. Remember that we're safe as long as we stay in here. Hopefully the rest of our forces aren't too far behind. You're all dismissed. See you in the morning, okay?
Will do.
Where are we supposed to rest?
I'm sure there's private quarters around here somewhere. And if you can't sleep, at least there's a lot of books to read. After the war, we should give this knowledge back to the people.
Yeah, I agree. The Triumvirate can't hide this stuff forever. We finally have proof that nobody can deny. This is amazing. If we show them this, they'll accept our rule without question.
Dongok smiles. His spirit seems lifted.
Yeah. Let's hope you're right. Have a good night, everybody.
I thought you were going to say all of you. Okay. With that, we're all left on our own. People scattered about, reading books and exploring the library. I decided to look for a private room so I can relax and gather my bearings. And all goes to black. And then back to light. In the wrong place. Where'd I go? How'd I teleport there? Halen returns to the chambers of the Triumvirate, noticing the absence of Shane. They're a bit confused. They don't assume the worst, and ask Halen to brief them.
Shane stayed behind to lead the naval attack. He plans to trim their forces as much as possible. Like you anticipated, they're arriving by sea.
Good. Then things are going according to plan. We'll have you wait in the atrium for their arrival. This means that you'll be our last line of defense.
I consider it an honor, but I have to say, I'm worried for Shane. His chances of survival are pretty slim out there.
He knew what he was signing up for. If he killed even one of the rebels, then he was successful. Focus on protecting this castle, Halen. That's more important.
The thing is, if he needs guards, then he's not as mighty as powerful as people put him out to be. Because otherwise, why would a god need guardians?
Yes, of course. I'll make sure no one passes the atrium. If they try, they'll fall as quickly as they enter.
How you doing? Hi, how you doing? Hi, would you like to have a sample of our...
Thank you, Halen. It's important that they have a false sense of security. Don't give them too much resistance until it's absolutely necessary. If they think they're going to win, they're more prone to slipping up. It's up to you to figure out when that moment is, and take advantage of it. Even if it takes your life, you ought to prevent them from entering our chambers.
You guys are despicable. Halen kneels, complying without hesitation.
Yes, of course. My life for the Triumvirate. I'll fortify straight away, and wait for their arrival.
Halen strides out of their chambers, with a sense of purpose. After he leaves, they turn to each other, displaying soft smiles.
Hopefully this time, things will be different.
You guys suck. After finding a private room, I pace around in circles. I've had nothing but bad luck when it came to getting rest. Ever since we left Museo, I've been too worried to fall asleep. I tried reading books, but none of them were able to capture my interest. Pacing the room, I basically succumbed to the anxiety assaulting my mind. However, and thankfully, a knock on my door soon returns me to lucidity. As soon as I opened it, Dongok enters. He takes a deep breath, sounding both annoyed and relieved. I don't blame him. He's gone through so much in such a short time.
We finally put the librarian to rest. He sure likes to talk a lot, and about nothing at all. Lots of answers in the form of riddles. Boring stuff. It's pretty interesting that he didn't resist, though. He said he won't help us, but he won't stop us either. His true allegiance is to history. That's what he kept saying. Doesn't make much sense since he faked so much history in the past. But no matter what happens next, he'll have a lot to write about. If we win, he'll record it. If we lose, then he'll record that too.
Dang. I guess his stance makes more sense if you look at it that way. No matter what happens next, somebody will need to write about it.
His main condition was that we don't harm the library. Pretty good terms, especially in exchange for a foothold. We may not have won yet, but we've seized Baltean soil.
That's true. Nobody else has ever gotten this far. I can tell that we stand a chance of winning, and it feels amazing. But I have to ask, how do we know that this Algus can be trusted?
We don't. But he can't do much if he's locked up. Any chance he had at intervening is long gone by now. He can try when we leave, but we'll be prepared to fight by then.
I nod, thanking Dongok for the update on what's happening.
Of course. I just wanted to make sure you were all right. It must be hard to sleep right now given all the weight on your shoulders. The others aren't sleeping either. Maybe you should spend some time with them.
I wouldn't mind. He's right. If I can't sleep, then it's probably the next best idea. But I wonder if our bonds are strong enough to warrant some time together. This could be our last night alive. After all, they might be more protective of the time. I guess there was no harm in checking. I see him out in my room with a new goal in mind. Out of your room? This doesn't have to be just your room. Anyone could... I don't know. Turning back to face the vast emptiness of this private room, I wonder who I could have invited over. This would be a good night to make some final memories, just in case the worst come to pass. I spend a final one-on-one time with every loyal comrade, which means for lesson 14 or not. How was I to know that I should let him win and let her keep the daggers? Let her keep the daggers was a memory that she didn't like. That's what I thought. Maybe she just wanted to use them for her own. I don't know. Apparently that's so. And letting him win? He said, give it your all. Don't let me win. So I didn't. And apparently that was not for loyalty. What the flippin' heck? You do what you were told that they asked in a friendly competition. Don't let me win. If I win, it's on my own terms. Then, gosh dang it, you don't let them win. Or don't let them win. But, be fair about it. Like, you do your best, they do their best, and if you are winning, you don't let them win. If they surpass you, then you didn't let them win, but they won because of their own skill. And apparently that was not enough for loyalty. Gosh dang it. Click on the arrow on the top right corner when you're ready to proceed with the story. Note that doing so will begin the final battle and lead to the ending of the game. So it might actually be one more episode. It might actually be the last episode, because I can make it very long, depending on how long it is. Yeah. Gosh dang it. Why? Why can't they be there? I guess we'll have... It's not just the next episode. Next episode we have probably 3 comrades to talk to. So, we'll see how things go. So thank you guys for stopping by. And we're almost there. Until I see you guys again, have a great day, everyone.